right. Thank you for staying with us. We have been talking about the an alleged fraud, a report being put up by consulting firm Sally T-Bolt Consulting Limited, who allege complicity on the part of the Osun State government that is, being part of payment to ghost workers that were discovered, during the staff audit they did on behalf of the same Osun State government 3 years ago. A report that was submitted to the Osun State government, you can see that in some of those slides we've put up now. And we've been having the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Oluomo Kolapo Alimi, speak on the matter. Commissioner, thank you for staying with us. Are you still there?
I'm here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And of course, we have another indigene of the state, a politician, public affairs analyst, a former Guba candidate of the SDP, architect Goke Omigbodun. He joins the conversation now from our studios. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Femi, for having me.
Right, and perhaps you heard some part of the conversation, and you heard the Honorable Commissioner said it was from a good place that the Osun State government engaged the services of Sally T-Bolt company, and whatever has become of it now has become very controversial. And here, before I come to you, I'd like to ask Honorable Commissioner this question. And you talked about the recommendation earlier. I just want to bring out something there, and you said based on experience it was supposed to be a work of a thorough job so that the Osun State government will spend its money in the right places, and the arrangement was based on percentage. Get us, do a thorough job. Whatever you are able to come up with after your thorough job, whatever you're able to save, you have a particular percentage. But it seems the center is no more holding now. Before I come to Honorable here, this that we are hearing from Sally T-Bolt now, is it because the fact that you reneged on the promises or the agreement made to that company? Have you made any payment to them at all? Are you owing them, or you have still not paid anything to them for their services that are carried out on behalf of the Osun State government so far? I need you to clarify.
Thank you for the opportunity. She rejected the money. I told you she came up with 8,000 plus, and by calculation percentage, she will have been entitled to 1.3 billion naira, no, about 2 billion naira. If the report had to be corrected, had to be very correct, so. But when we discovered that the new workers happen to be the one that have been categorized as fake as workers, and complaint upon complaint, and the revalidation was done. The number reduced to about 400 for the actual civil servants, and about 800 for retirees. Everything added together. And the amount of money.
I'm sorry, Honorable Commissioner. You talked about revalidation. Did you do a counter audit, or what do you mean by this revalidation?
Let me tell you one thing. This thing is very simple. You understand it? If Ojo said he could not attend that Ojo has been categorized as ghost workers, and you come forward, are we going to say because you are not captured during the something, then you automatically become a ghost worker? The answer is no. People that have been categorized as ghost workers, they came forward, the pensioners, the workers. You understand it? So what we only did is that, okay, just come forward, and then we set up a committee to check it, because this thing is very clear. The name of the people that has been categorized as ghost workers is the report. You understand it? And that's the basis of 8,000 workers. And that's the basis for the payment. So the people you can categorize as ghost workers, most of them are not ghost workers. Then we told you we are going to pay you 15% of the amount you are able to save for us. That's the best deal we could get for the state. And when we discovered that at the end of the day, those people that could not show up, we agreed generally that yes, their name should be struck off the payroll because they could not show up due to one reason or the other after the end of the data they give up, and their name was struck off of the payroll. We discovered their amount saved happened to be about 27 million naira plus every month, and they calculated the 15% at the end of the day. You are entitled to less than 50 million naira. Come and collect your money. You said you want to collect 1.something billion naira. For doing what? And we said, okay, if you don't believe in your job, and you don't believe in come send your team, let those people that you are classified as ghost workers, then let's do it and let us see. You understand? You didn't come up, your lawyer was writing, our lawyer responded. We said, okay, if you believe, let us have a joint team. You understand it? Because the money is based on percentage of the amount saved. That is just it. We decided not to give lots of, because at times the people who say they are going to work and they are with resources. Maybe it is based on percentage.
All right. Honorable Commissioner, point made.
For us.
Yeah, point made. We'll come back to you.
That's the best thing we could get.
Yeah, we'll come back to you. It's okay. Architect, your impression of the development so far is your state. You wanted to superintend the state at some point, so this should concern you. The government has made its position. Sally Tibot made its position. You are here when it all started, isn't it?
Well, it's a very sad development, and to me, this is an issue of bad governance. Let's call a spade
a spade.
Because there are alternative approaches to getting things done that could have saved Osun State government and people all of the embarrassment and all of the spending that we are having on this issue, because already now we are having a lot of double spending and a lot of embarrassment going with it. We didn't have to go along the path of patronage and percentage, because from what you have heard from the Honorable Commissioner himself, if you put everything in short, it's about patronage and percentage that got us into all this imbroglio. And you ask me, how else could it have been done? And then I'll remind you that there was a time, there was one Chief Bisi Akande that was governor of Osun State here, and there were allegations that there were fake projects and fake contractors handling certain things that had to do with UNDP funding. And the man, Bisi Akande, thank God he's still alive, was advised to get certain consultants to look into it. But he said, no, I can set up an internal panel. And then he set up a panel. By coincidence, I was chairman of that panel. That gave me an idea of what was happening there. We discovered all of the rot. We unearthed the rot. And that eventually even gave me the encouragement to apply to the United Nations to be the project monitoring advisor in the state. What am I saying? That this that we did by patronage and percentage to that consultancy outfit is something that could have been done internally by a panel, by a commission, by a committee within Osun State, because there is no way. What ordinarily will be expected by people like me is what happened. You cannot know the children of Osho more than Osho. So if eventually the state government would still now have another arrangement by which they discovered that certain things were done in error, why didn't the state government look at internal ways of doing those things in the first instance? They have just spent our resources in a way that I think, honestly, could have been prevented. Why do you now have the other, whether panel or committee or arrangement by which you now discovered those errors made by, and we are not talking about chemicals, we are talking about physical things. We are talking about a state like Osun, which is as compact as it is. You can travel from one edge, one local government headquarters to the farthest ones within Osun State in maximum of 2 hours. You can make all those arrangements within yourself, and then one governor somewhere introduced somebody to our governor here, and on the basis of that, you threw away processes that could lead to proper bidding, if at all that was the correct path to go. And then now you have a negotiated and restricted bidding with somebody, and it's bringing up all this mess. Honestly, it's saddening to me.
So
it stinks.
If we get it correctly, you're faulting the outsourcing of this process in the first.
That is the first thing that I'm faulting. And after faulting that, I'm faulting the entire... I mean, isn't it obvious to you that at the end of the day, the same thing that you are saying that consultant didn't do well, you felt that you have finally done something better by the internal arrangement that you did. So why didn't you go for that internal arrangement in the first instance? What is strange about counting the number of your staff, counting the number of your children, physical entities that you can determine? There is something wrong with that. This kind of patronage and percentage arrangement of spending common patrimony should be stopped by this government.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, from the reports that we got, there was no agreement that there will be another audit done. I mean, why did you carry out another audit?
Well, let me first of all correct an impressions given by our respected architect. The issue of staff audits and the issue of contract checklists, they are quite different. You know, when you are dealing with a staff audit and you want to give it to internal people at times, you might discover that those that are beneficiary of the fraud will be the one that you give the job to. And so you won't achieve anything. So don't let us compare two things, apples and oranges. They are not the same. When at times in this kind of situation, you might see somebody working in the system and benefiting into two salaries. So we have instances. Don't let us go that route. Governance is deeper than just sitting down somewhere and be talking. But as far why do we have to do this revalidation was based on the real complaints from the new workers. And so a listening government will always yield to the yearning of the people. There is no of the best intention in the world. People can model it. And so and when we are talking of the best bet, we got 15% of the amount saved. That point is very, very clear. And so there is no issue of percentage and patronage. If there had been the issue of percentage of patronage, you would have paid the woman 1.something billion naira. You give kudos to our government. Why of any other person, the woman will be paid, and at the end of the day, you won't hear anything. And so when you see people with good intention, let us recommend them, let us commend them, instead of just coming up and just say all sorts of things.
All right, Commissioner, I'd like to ask you. I'd like to ask you at this point, who were those who carried out the second audit? Was it a committee? Was it a panel? Was it another auditing firm?
Let me tell you, it's not another auditing firm. Now let me tell you how government works. Okay. Usually, whenever a report is submitted to government, any report whatsoever, you will still have your internal people to do the job. What we now did was that this one was it limited now. 8,000 worker people are complaining. We set up some people in the government. You understand it? And we only put
people in government. Has this not come back to what architect? Okay.
No. It's different. You know, coming just for you to treat complaint. It's different for you. It's different for you to do the entire consulting work. But it's different. They are two different things. I'm not saying you can't use the same approach for contract and some other things that are so limited. When you are talking of saying you want to take all the workforce, unless that government will not do any other thing. And if you say you give it to internal people, not that they cannot do it, the fear is this. If the federal government say today you want to take those workers and give the job to the same set of people you suspect might be the beneficiary. If at all they have done the best of the job, you still don't believe them. You understand it? And so what as at that time, the best decision was that if you want to get this job done, because we need to give it to people with who has the experience on that field. And our intention was to reduce the amount of money we are paying every month. But our intention was not to decentralize, or let me call it to categorize the new workers as growth workers. And 35%. That's not our intention. So look at our intention. So I respect the the architect so well, but it's just always coming up with all this analogy that is not entirely.
All right, Commissioner.
It's quite worrisome.
Commissioner.
So when we have to be condemning the government every time, we are talking of the government trying to save this thing. We have not spent money. They are entitled to less than 50 million naira. The company is paying 150 billion naira. We used to pay. Any thinking person in this case should commend the government. Not to come up and talking also just because you just want to criticize. You don't criticize for criticizing. It's the truth when it decides to say the truth. That is just it, sir. All
right, Commissioner. If we're to commend the government now, I mean, the people of Osun, should they disregard Sally Tibert auditing firm's report to take on or to have to credit now the government's report? Which report should we go with? Sally Tibert or the Osun State government?
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, everything is about that report. Let me tell you one thing. If you have a report and there are complaints on it, you treat the complaint. We have treated the complaint. It's not because we didn't get any ghost workers. We told you we still got about 400, less than 500 ghost workers, which nobody could reach. They didn't show. We got about 800 retirees. If we have not gone that route, we will have to continue to pay those people about 20-something or 30 million naira every month. Will still be going to that day. So it's not as if the job has not yielded anything. The only difference now is that the woman wanted to read where she does not so, and our government is not the kind of the government. It's not about a patronage and percentage. Why it to be about patronage and percentage, the woman will have been paid 1.something billion naira, and people will have got percentage. So this is something what I'm telling the architect. It was because we refused to pay the woman 1.something billion naira, and we told the woman she's entitled to less than 50 million naira. We should be commended. That is the fact.
All right.
So it's not about just criticizing.
You know, it will definitely, yours is to do the best according to the confines of the law for the people of Osun State. That's what I said. Even if the intentions were pure and noble in the first place, now the way everything has turned out, that's why I asked you that question. If actually sincerely you now know that it was a bad call, but you said no, it wasn't a bad call. But I will come back to you shortly. But let me ask you, architect, the commissioner said you should be commending them on these, that even if possibly everything has not worked the way they planned it, the fact that they are still very insistent on saving the Osun people's money rather than just paying it out to some bogus claims, it deserves commendation. You don't think so?
Why should I commend people who have not done what is right? You know, the biggest problem that they have with this government, and I always find it disrespectful of my brother, the Honorable Commissioner, who thinks that anytime that people criticize the government, well, they are just sitting down somewhere, and that's the exact language that he used just now. That's rather disrespectful. We have all been in and out of government. I was part of the Akonde administration, I was part of the Oyinlola administration, and I am part of governance in other areas and aspects of it, and we know some of these things. But listen and learn from others. Don't think that you know everything. It is the problem that this government has, thinking that they know everything. And if they don't listen to some of us who are trying to tell them how else, and I've given examples of how else such things could be done. And if you don't learn, then you will continue. But unfortunately, you'll be spending the resources of the people and government of Osun State that you are in charge of right now, and you will be misspending it. What this government ought to have done,
they are saving it.
They are not saving anything. They have done double spending. They have wasted our time. They have wasted our resources. You are bringing in somebody who is completely external to what is happening here, and the person now does not know that the vice chancellor or deputy vice chancellor and the head of service, and those are people that you are now discovering are on the fake appointment list. You are lucky that he didn't declare the Honorable Commissioner for Information a fake employee of government.
Let me go back to the Honorable Commissioner.
No, that's the truth.
We have less than 5 minutes. Honorable Commissioner, in your earlier submission, you talked about a political undertone to this development? How do you mean?
Well, let me just appreciate the architects. I respect our neighbor architects very much. It's not a disrespect, but at times I said it many times that we welcome constructive criticism. But when you want to compare things, you compare things that are appropriate and in the same category. And as far whether Baba Kade, just check the record of Baba Kade as far the workforce in this state, you discover that it's zero. So that is nowhere, that is no good area for architects to say that we use that one as being somebody who has worked with Baba Kade to take advice from such a cause. So no. Now, as per the political undertone, you check the timing. We have, I explained earlier that you see, this woman should send these people down. If it's okay with something, these are the people you categorize as ghost workers. Most of them have shown up. We just give back and ask those people to go back to them because our intention is not to sack workers. And so she didn't do that one. We told the woman, we told her that if you so believe in your claim, you go to court because as a visitor, she didn't do that one. Instead of that, you go to press. What do you want to achieve? For political. Are you getting it? If you so believe in a claim, we are talking about from 30 billion to about 47 billion, for 7 billion that she is entitled to. So she should do that one. She did it. And what architect said that we are double payment. We have not had any double payment. We told you we are paying her now about 47 million, which is 15% of the amount saved. You understand it? So we have not, state has not lost anything. Because anyway, anyhow, we have done something. So we are not the government that will be doing double something. So that's why I said we should have focus on what we are discussing. And that's okay. Give kudos to these people. If it has been about percentage of patronage, the government would have paid the amount of money and wouldn't have had anything. And that is why what is going on somewhere that you see there are good governance. And let me state this one finally, that budget, BUDGIT, budget is a body. We usually track the budget of every state. And the 2025 one also happened to be among the 11 states that score 100%. So we are number one, first in Nigeria, while Lagos State was number 12. So when we are talking of good governance, and that is on transparency and accountability. The budget is not our own body. You understand it? And that's so many indices. I stated in one of the programs that when you want to know a government that is performing, take some factors that are external.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, we are pressed for time.
Let me quickly say this, please. In NECO rating, we moved to number 7 in 2024. We still maintain it. And we are able to be in number 7 this in 2025. And we are able to be the number 1 in the entire Southwest. So we are not just blabbing. When we are talking of rating in health sector.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, we actually have totally pressed for time.
We happen to be number 1. Number 1 in the Southwest.
All right. We would have another show where you read out the achievements of their administration.
But we
need to ask you this before you go. In a minute, please. Osun people are confused now if they are to go by the report. I asked you earlier, but if they are to go by the report of, a citizen of the state is here seated. If it is to go by the report of Sally Tibet or the Osun State government, we have 2 reports now. Or what are the...
All right. Excuse me. I also need to ask him, this other exercise that you did that countered that of the consultants, did you incur any costs at all? Was there how was it done that you didn't spend?
Pardon me, the question again.
Right, so you might want to respond to that. So let us have...
Please let the commissioner answer.
Are we going to have an update on this whole issue?
If you can do that in 30 seconds, sir.
No, the other one was just different of the governor that has the capacity. You understand it? They just ask those people that have complaints to come and they place the report before them, and they deal with it. Just for you to show up that you are so person, and then we check your record, and then you are invalidated. It's not too deep.
And I put it to you, Honorable Commissioner, that the cost of time and efforts by those people who did that other job is a cost to these states. I understand accounting very well, and I'm telling you, I understand governance, I understand accounting, I understand business administration, and I'm putting it to you that you have wasted the resources of the people of Osun State, and for as long as you continue to defend bad policies, there are areas in which your government has done quite well. But in those few areas where you have not done well, please listen to objective criticism.
All right.
And if you don't know it, it's
all right, thank you. I'll take that as your last thing.
Nobody paid them for any other thing. You just come around and say something. Nobody paid them for this thing.
Okay. All right. Without your last take, Honorable Commissioner, 15 seconds.
No, I just want to appreciate your station and let them know what those that what we have been is to save the state of the resources, and no double payment whatsoever, no percentage of patronage, and we will not pay any dime to anybody unless the person deserves it. This government is not about just pay any
point made.
I will not sack any workers. Thank you very much.
Honorable Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment in Osun State, Oluomo Kolapo Alimi. Thank you for your time and your take, and trust us to be on this matter. Thank you. And of course, Architect Goke Omigbodun, thank you for your time and your take as well. Let's put this out there that we reached out to Sally Tibot on this matter for their take, but they are here to properly respond, and trust us to be on this matter because balance is very key. Femi Ojo is my name. God bless Osun State. God bless all your states. God bless Nigeria. God bless.
All right, 15th January is Armed Forces Remembrance Day in Nigeria, and we say that we do not take the sacrifices of our armed forces for granted. But the labors of our heroes past not be in vain. My name is Temitope Ajijola Oluola. See you for tomorrow's installment.